Hello and welcome to episode 102 of TNA Top 10. I'm T Weave. With me, as always, is Allison Faye. How's it going, Allison Faye?
It's raining.
It's raining here too, and I hope neither of us drop out from having our power cut off. How about
Yes.
you, Andrew? How's it going in North
It
Carolina?
it rained yesterday. It's going to rain tomorrow. It'll rain the following day and the
Yeah.
day after that. Welcome
Mhm.
to springtime
Oh,
in
we
the South.
played. We played a soccer game yesterday morning in pouring down rain. It was ridiculous. I
That's
hated it.
so rude.
I can't imagine what the boys were feeling like out there, but I hated it. And then it
All I
started.
know is, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I
No,
mean,
I
as
was just
soon as
saying,
we started
so rude.
walking off the field tonight, it started raining again, and we just booked it home.
I mean, I thought we skipped spring because this weekend it was like 83 degrees, and I'm like, and it's humid, and I'm like, hello, spring. Nice, comfortable, 60 degrees. You can sit outside. There's a gorgeous breeze. No, it's either hot, muggy, or it's raining for 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row. Thanks a lot. I hate you, Mother Nature.
So have we shifted? It's supposed to be April showers bring May flowers.
No,
What's with all these May showers? What's coming next?
it's April snow, maybe, and then May. Good luck deciding what friggin' season it is. I don't know.
So when I lived in the Midwest, it snowed on Mother's Day. And that was the last year that I lived in the Midwest.
Oh goodness.
What do you call that? Modern problems require modern solutions.
Wow,
Get
yeah, that's
the hell out of here.
That's a big no. Good God. I think I remember one year we had a huge snowstorm in April. But that's, I think, the latest we had up here. Our big storms are always in like October and April when we have insane ones. Yeah, and nobody's ready for it. Nobody's prepared.
Oh, man, that's
and then
rough.
you're fucked. Yeah. It's just,
We normally don't get anything until January, I would say.
oh God. Yeah, but you
Yeah,
have to
that's
deal
for
with
us
heat.
too. We don't really get anything till January and then February, but this winter was really mild, which leads me to believe, since we're all talking weather like old people, that it's going to be a very hot summer here in North Carolina.
Yes. I will not come visit any of you this summer. Just deal with it.
Okay.
Well, I might visit Andrew because I need a car, but that's a whole
I am going to go see the Savannah Bananas next weekend. I think it's just going to be me and Cyrus the way it looks, but
I'm sorry.
that will be at Nissan Stadium in Nashville.
That's going to be amazing.
It will. And we're way, way in the upper deck in right field.
That's
way
okay.
up there.
Doesn't matter.
I'm going to take some binoculars.
It's
Yeah,
better than being that way personally for wrestling, so you're good. It's baseball.
Yeah, the
You're
thing
fine.
is, like, you're at the Bananas, and Allison and I were looking at tickets for going to the Bronx in, what was it, September?
Yeah.
Good seats are $300 starting price. $300 in the Bronx, Terry. So I mean, we get it.
Well,
and it's not the Yankees we're watching; it's the Savannah Bananas.
well, is that resale?
That's like on Vivid.
Yeah,
Seats.
I think that. Yeah, that's resale.
So if you go through the process to be the first person to get the tickets, they're a lot cheaper than that. So I paid $200 for 5. But
That's
that was
cheap.
upper deck. Yeah, $40
That's
each.
still cheap.
No taxes, no fees, nothing.
That's pretty great.
I think the closest ones front row was $60 each.
What's our favorite saying though? I got money.
Hide money.
I
Can't
got
hide
money.
money.
Well, that's why I bought 5 tickets. I was like, I don't know who all's going, but
Hey,
I'm
I
buying
was
5 tickets.
considering flying down for it.
I thought
mean-
I thought I was going to have to sell all of them, but it looks like soccer just takes a break
soccer is
next
okay.
weekend, and then they have their tryouts Monday and Tuesday, so it's going to be perfect.
Speaking of soccer, yellow card. Wait, red
Oh,
card.
no.
Terry.
It was exactly like that, and I won't go into too much detail. It's bad
We're not
day
going to
today.
We're not going to embarrass the 12-year-old, but apparently somebody got pissed off today.
He did. He very much did, and ran down the field and took it out on somebody. And you don't do that, so he heard it. So he maybe tell you guys this. So I'm going to stop there. He's happy with me. I was talking about that, but
Well, I mean, at least he's competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could say that.
Like you all know this. I am the uncle that would be cheering for that shit. Be like, yes,
I mean,
yes.
I used to be the sister inciting that shit at my brother's baseball games. So
I'd be like, come on. Like, I mean, I don't know.
It is what it is. A very big dose of it is what it is at the moment. We're going to make sure that does not happen ever again, because there will be some consequences otherwise. But, we've settled that. We're moving on from it.
All right.
Like you all said, he's 12 years old. I mean, stuff's going to happen.
Exactly.
These are lessons they got to learn,
Right.
Yeah. You don't think I ever threw a tantrum playing defensive tackle? Please.
Oh, yeah.
I got called on back-to-back holdings, took myself out of the game, and went fucking ballistic on the sideline. That's the appropriate way to handle things.
I can imagine that.
Well, my brother was always like that. He played defensive end, and they played a county school local to us, and the quarterback for the other team eventually played at North Alabama and won like 3 national championships in a row. But they had a little bit of cops had to pull them apart after a basketball game one night. So my brother had a little bit of a temper on his own.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I learned from that. I saw him getting a bunch of trouble, so I kind of backed off.
Yeah, it's crazy because the guy was the referee was one of my former elementary school teachers. And, after the game, I said, "Do you want to try and block me?" Like, I was a complete dick.
What? You? No.
No, because I don't care. I just don't care. And I was getting
What's your favorite song? Yeah.
I don't care.
So that's what pisses a couple of people off. Allison, what's pissing you off this week?
Okay. So 2 things happened for me this weekend that were pretty big. One was Lex had his senior prom. My son rocked it.
Fabulous.
If anybody who follows me hasn't seen it, I posted it everywhere. The kid wore an Oppo Suits Super Mario suit, graciously lent to us by Jay-Z. But,
legit.
Oh my God, he was the hit of the prom. And he said, and he was like wishy-washy on if he wanted to go. Now, I fully admit this. At 9 o'clock, promptly 9 o'clock, he texted me, "Okay, it's time to go," because Lex is very rigid with his routine, and 9 o'clock is bedtime for him. But stayed. But let's be fair, he stayed till 9 o'clock, which is pretty good for him. So, but he came out and he was running and he was so happy, and so kudos to him. He had a great time. So the second thing we did this weekend was this morning. We went to a day out with Thomas, which for us, if anybody also doesn't know, my kid absolutely lives, breathes, and dies for Thomas the Tank Engine, okay? Doesn't matter how old you are, you can love what you love. And as he says, nobody should tell me what I can or can't like.
That's right.
So I love that. That's actually what he told his bully at school. So it was fantastic. Yep. So on the paperwork for today, I picked the first train because we're early risers. I figured get it in, we'll be good. It says boarding begins at 8:30. Our ticket was for 9. Boarding begins at 8:30. Please arrive at least an hour beforehand for parking, to go do the other things that are there. Great. No problem. We arrived at 8 o'clock. And you know me, Andrew, 8 o'clock. I was there, right?
I'm trying to hold it together over here. Go ahead.
We were the only people in the parking lot.
Of course.
So I find an open spot. I park. They come over and they yell at me. "You're not supposed to park there." Okay. Am I supposed to be psychic? Like, am I supposed to know where to park? They're like, "Well, you should have parked at the end." Okay, fine. No problems. Not a problem. And we don't open till 8:30, right? I'm like, "No, actually, your paperwork told us to get here an hour beforehand." and said it was open from then until 8:30 when you board. Yeah, no, we just don't open till 8:30, so you might as well not even get out of your car. Okay, so first of all, have you ever met an autistic child? Because there is my 18-year-old seeing all the trains, and you're basically telling him, yeah, man. You can't.
He's going to explode at this point.
So that's exactly what happened. I was like, get out of the car, kid. I'm like, go run around somewhere, because his energy level was insane. But I was fucking pissed.
I bet.
Don't tell me to show up an hour beforehand to just stand around.
Yeah, honor what your documentation says.
Exactly.
I'm taking notes. Don't mind me.
Look, Andrew, to be fair, I would have showed up earlier. But
of course you would have.
It specifically said things won't open until now, so don't, this is when you should show up. So I was fucking pissed. So of course the kid's like first online for everything, but whatever. It was fine. He had a great
How many people were there on a Sunday?
There were at least, I'll say, 100 people on our train. At least.
Did the train leave on time?
It did. It absolutely did.
Mm-hmm.
But they were running trains every 45 minutes.
So the train left on time, and you showed up way too early. Well, the train still ran on time.
It told her to.
I sent you guys the pictures. There were things to go and take pictures with. There were things to go do. There was a gift store. So it's not like they couldn't let us go do that. Not things that, needed, at least the pictures. Let us get the pictures out of the way. But nope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's what I was pissed about this weekend.
Again, I'm taking notes.
Yes, I know. It wasn't an airport where I like to show up 4 hours early, okay?
We go to Costa Rica next year. I will not be listening to her about.
We will not be flying together because he will kill me.
Speaking of airports, so
yes,
my older son, Houston, he's in the Coast Guard. He did boot camp last year. He's been stationed in Oregon, went to school in California, and now he's going to move. He's moving to Florida, and he came through here for a few days. And then I had to take him to the airport. Mm-hmm. And he's flying out of Huntsville. And let me tell you, Huntsville has 8 gates. 8. TSA is not backed up in Huntsville, let me tell you. It's like butter. You go straight through. And it's the most expensive airport in the country, so there's not a lot of people that want to go through Huntsville.
Correct.
So he has me drop him off like 3 hours before his flight.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I love him so much. You can tell him with confidence that I agree with him and he has my full support.
It's the Huntsville airport. Terry just said there's 8 gates.
8 gates. Might be 10. I think it's 8 though.
Raleigh-Durham International
Airport. It's huge.
Airport.
It has more than 8 gates.
No, Huntsville. It's not huge.
Raleigh-Durham International.
I don't say that to women very often, but it's not huge.
That's what he said. 8 gates at Huntsville. Raleigh-Durham International, ma'am, as a reminder, from the car to security to the gate, 22 minutes. 22 minutes. You should show up early. Why? So I can sit here? This isn't even as fun as watching people in Chicago. Like, Chicago is a good airport to watch people in.
I was off by 50%. Apparently, there are 12 gates.
Okay.
I don't know how to count.
There are 12 southwest gates in Raleigh. 22 minutes from the car through security to the gate.
Well, man, we're a lot bigger than I thought we were. Huntsville is international, but I don't think they take people internationally. I think,
but it is genuinely the truth, though, Terry. It is the most expensive airport in the country per capita. Yes. Isn't that correct?
It was at one point at least. It may be.
We have proved that out. Trust me.
But he got his was not that bad. He went. See, I don't even know where he was going. It's at that point, you know, he's in the military, so I don't know where he was flying to. So he went from Huntsville to Atlanta to location unknown, you know. So He's
My brother-in-law's
on a boat
my
somewhere.
brother-in-law's had a few of those. Most of the time, destination Middle East, North Africa.
Yeah, but this is Coast Guard. I think he's probably pretty on
He's
the
staying
Gulf of
around
Mexico
home.
somewhere.
No, I agree. Yeah,
He was just meeting the boat. I'm not supposed to know where the boat is, right? So
Gotcha.
that's kind of how that works.
Well, the biggest thing they'll be running for out there is drug trafficking, probably.
Yes.
Drug and human trafficking.
Yeah.
And the thing is, military in 2025 is much different than it was before.
Oh yeah.
I can follow Facebook pages that have like crew member of the week for this boat and stuff like that. So there's a mom and dad's group and all this stuff. And I get really
That's
nervous
amazing.
about them breaking OPSEC. You know, it's like, don't be saying stuff you shouldn't be saying on the internet, even if it's to other parents, because you don't know who's out there.
Correct.
Very
that,
true.
you know.
Yep.
I would agree.
100%.
I would agree there.
So what's happening in the baseball, guys? Is that what you were about to ask about, Alice?
No,
I was asking something else.
No. Let's talk about the baseball. I mean,
I
like the baseball.
Currently, the Braves are winning 4-1 over the Dodgers, the best team in baseball.
Woo!
That's good because there's a lot of rumors about the Braves trading off all their good players if they don't hurry up and get back in it. Acuna, Ozuna, all on the trading block.
What do you got? The Braves 14 and 18. Yeah, it's still early. There's 20%.
Well, they were 0-7, so they've been doing pretty well since then.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
they're building
exactly.
And if they had Max Fried, they'd probably have the best record in baseball.
Maybe. He's
probably. But we need him, so sorry.
Yeah. Fried is 6-0. We'll get there. 6-0. Braves first, since they are the losers this week. We always go with the not ranked team first. Yankees number 1.
So bad.
So when I first typed this up, the Braves were in third place in the East, but they dropped down below the Nationals. They might hop back over them after this Dodgers win if they hang on to it. Fourth place.
Beating
in
the Dodgers should get you like 2 points, just so you know. That's
yes,
my
there should
opinion.
be bonus points to this.
Yes, there should be. Should be weighted.
Well, your reliever just struck out Kiki Hernandez. It's 4-2 Atlanta.
Awesome. Yeah, so Strider came back and then re-injured himself, and he's talking about maybe my legs are too muscular. Maybe that's causing me problems because he has got the biggest, beefiest legs you've ever seen on somebody. It's ridiculous. But then Acuna is they're trying to rehab him, but he hadn't even started playing games yet. So who knows?
And Schwallenbach got shelled last night.
Yeah,
he got shelled last night. Dodgers win. I think they won 10-2.
Okay.
It's one of those late night games. You turn the app on and you go to sleep because, they start at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Back when I had it,
even with the pitch clock, it's still a 3-hour baseball game.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to love it. I would get that. And then I subscribed to Baseball Weekly when I was like 14 or 15 years old. That's how much of a baseball nerd I was.
Wow. That's impressive.
I used to get the books and I would read all the stats and the statistics
and the
lines and,
We didn't have the internet to go get the stuff.
To go Google. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids don't know how Google is. If you didn't have to use Encyclopedia Britannica, you just don't understand.
I had Funk and Waggle for all my projects.
Oh. See, now, my brother used to collect baseball cards, so I'm used to going through those magazines to find out how much his cards were worth. I mean, could you imagine that today? Kids would freak out if they had to look at a magazine.
I had a hell of a baseball card collection I gave away. And I'm talking 10,000 plus baseball cards probably. Woo. I know that I had Griffey and I had McGuire when he played for the Athletics, and I had Jeter's rookie card.
We had that Don Mattingly rookie that was supposed to be a retirement fund, and then it plummeted.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I know that for a fact. Here's also what I know for a fact. The fucking Mets are in the lead in the NL East, but it is not because of Juan Soto's fielding.
No.
Day after day, I get a nice fielding video on the internet about how Juan Soto is the worst right fielder in Major League Baseball, and it just makes me happy. But he did hit 2 home runs the other day, and they still lost. So there's that too. But
see, I don't know if I'm glad it's not the Phillies, or if I'm just pissed off because it's either the Mets or the Phillies.
Okay, so the Phillies lost today in 10 against the Diamondbacks because I have the MLB app. You know what that is.
That's right.
So I have the MLB app. So the 10, so they went 10. The game ended up being 11-9. Like, are you even playing defense at this point?
Wow.
20 runs. 20 runs. Like watching the New York Yankees tee off on Milwaukee in the opening series of the season, which was ridiculous. That was brutal.
Who likes Milwaukee? I mean, the Milwaukee Brewers are just,
buddy. I'm telling you, they're
I don't even think enough to hate them. It's like some teams I hate, like the Phillies, but I respect them. That's why I hate them. But I don't even respect the Brewers.
I want to go to their park because I think they have a slide.
Yes, they do. And we talked about that when we had the mascot top 10, right? Because Bernie Brewer, now that's a heck of a mascot. I'll give them that. But anything else with that organization sucks.
And what about the Cubbies if we're talking about the Central? They're in first.
Oh.
You're welcome for Rizzo. You're welcome. How about that?
And they've played against the toughest schedule so far, and they're in first place.
Really?
Yeah. Everybody they've played is above 500.
At least last time I checked. Maybe they've slid a stinker in there.
Wow.
They'll eventually play the Marlins, right?
Yeah, they have to. Yeah, at least once. And then they've got to play St. Louis and they've got to play Cincinnati. So,
Right.
But and then there's the Dodgers. Let's talk about the Japanese contingent. Shohei Ohtani's little mentee, Roki Sasaki, wins his first major league game last night at the expense of Terry's Braves and Schwallenbeck. It was ugly. His control has come along well in the last 3 weeks. It's not going to be pretty when he figures it all out. For anybody who isn't a Dodgers fan. So, and by the way, his compadre there, Yoshi Yamamoto, is leading all of baseball with a 1.0 or 0.97 ERA. Pitching 7 innings. 7. He and Fried are neck and neck right now.
That's so beautiful to hear. I just got to say that. It's sad that is so rare now for a starting pitcher to go 7 innings.
7 innings. Yeah. Warren today went 5 for the Yankees. He went 5 innings today. So,
and then they'll have 5 bullpen pitchers pitch the rest of the
game. Oh, yeah. And they suck, too.
Yeah. Yeah, middle relief is not a great freaking place.
No, so the Yankees, Terry, we got issues. They're 19-15, 2 games ahead of Boston. Boston just lost their first baseman, though, to an exploded Achilles tendon yesterday. Not good. He is out for the season. Jazz, 4 to 6 weeks with an ab strain. Volpe hurt his shoulder yesterday. And you could tell today, as much as there are Yankees fans that shit on Anthony Volpe because he doesn't hit the ball well, because he's not Derek Jeter. We get that. His defense, though, is incredible. And today they made 3 infield errors and 5 plays that could have been called errors that were bobbles and non-throws and all this other stuff. And, of course, Tampa Bay beats them 7-2, which is disgusting.
Yep.
Stanton is officially on the 60-day IL now and has started live batting practice. And Max Fried, 6-0 with a 1.01 ERA. And actually, the Yankees have won 7 games he's pitched in, but he did not get the credit for the first one because he only went 4.5 or 5 innings. And now Judge, the man, 423 average, 11 home runs, 33 RBIs, and a 1.287 compounded OPS. Arguably the best player in baseball.
Yeah. Without using a torpedo bat.
Because if it ain't him, it's Ohtani. And, I mean, as long as he don't slump. Because the other thing was, remember, he had that terrible start last year, and he still hit 58 home runs and 145.
Yeah, he's stormed back. Yeah. So, well, I think I made a comment. Does this mean his second half of the year is really going to suck this year? Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think I really genuinely think he is dialed in. And here's what's going to happen. They're going to quit pitching to him. That's what's going to happen.
It's going to be the Barry Bonds effect.
Yeah, they'll quit pitching to him.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Because he's too dangerous. And if you could get, what's his face, Cody Bellinger to have any consistency whatsoever in the 3 spot, or you can have the leadoff batter with any consistency, they're going to throw around Judge because they don't want him to put people across home plate.
I mean, I could probably take a guess as to why Bellinger isn't steady.
Hey, he hit his 200th home run today. Stoned like a motherfucker.
Hey, I mean, you know what? If that's what works for you, that's what works for you.
The thing is, he plays great defense. Like, that's what pissed me off so much about the Yankees infield today. You had Cabrera playing third. You had Peraza playing shortstop. What's his name was playing second, and those 3 were not on the same page. I'm like, hey, bitches, speak in Spanish if it helps, okay? Obviously, whatever your communication is not working.
I don't remember who it was, but there's a story from like the 60s where there's like this white pitcher or this white base runner or whatever, and some middle infielders were talking to each other in Spanish. He said, hey, you need to speak English. And he said, is this English enough for you, asshole?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing is we got to find a place for Ben Rice. Ben Arose is his proper name because he's the best number 22 in New York. Sorry, Juan Soto. And he is by way of San Domingo in the Bronx, Terry. So that's Ben Arose, not Ben Rice. I don't know who this Ben Rice guy is, but his fiance claiming that she's his fiance should know better.
Well, if he's an uncle, he sells some pretty good rice, right?
He's a Harvard engineer and doesn't even know her own boyfriend's name. That's the sad part.
Mm-hmm.
So, she don't even know his name. But once Stanton comes back, they need to find a place for him.
Yeah, I agree. Without a doubt.
They will.
He's too good of a bat to take out of the game.
Agreed. Absolutely.
And he plays pretty good defense. So when he's not the designated hitter. But boom. Speaking
good
of
problem
defense,
to have.
Hernandez just missed one. Terry, you got lucky here. It's the bottom of the 6th.
I got to tell you, I've watched less than one game this whole season.
I've watched 3 games today.
I was going to say, Andrew is making the most of his MLB app usage, all right?
I used to be, 20 years ago, I would watch every Braves game all the way through every single day, but I have not watched one full since the playoffs or whatever.
Since I lost the Yes Network, it's the same way for me. I just...
Yeah. Well, that Gotham map is trash. And by the way, here's another thing that's trash. This is not a producer's piss segment. This is an Andrew's piss segment. If you're playing Baltimore, it's a blackout. If you're playing Washington, it's a blackout. They are not in market games for anybody except Baltimore or Washington, unless it's the advertised free game or the national game. So when Baltimore and New York played the other day, completely blacked out because they were in Baltimore.
So that's part of the reason I wish Nashville would get a team. I'm not for expansion. I will go on record to say that they've expanded way too much because they've got, at least I'm going to piss off the Oakland folks, but at least they're out of Oakland where they had like 400 people in the stands,
Right.
They're moving somewhere where they might have a crowd fill up, and they can blame whoever.
Vegas will have a
blame
crowd.
the ownership, whatever. I don't care, but baseball doesn't need to expand when they have teams that can barely fill a few hundred seats. And Tampa, we'll see what happens with them, but we don't need to expand. We need to move these teams to better cities. Nashville is a team I've heard over and over again, a city I've heard over and over again. And I hope it happens because that moves me in Huntsville out of the Braves blackout zone because I am so freaking far from Atlanta. There is no reason for me to be in the blackout zone. That is ridiculous.
Agree with
that. No other sport does this stupidity. Only baseball.
Just play the game. Yeah. And you're paying for it. Like I pay for the MLB app. I don't think I should have any blackout games. But again, I'm biased.
Yeah, and it's like you gotta wait till 90 minutes after the game ends to be able to see it, even though you're paying for Major League Baseball Network.
I watched all TV. Of the Yankees games the day after when they played Baltimore. Oh, third thing to get pissy about. So I have to cast the MLB app from my phone to the new TV because Vizio does not have the MLB app downloadable on their program. And for whatever reason, it does not like my Fire Stick because it wouldn't even picked it up.
Oh God, this is great. Oh, Alex Wheaton with the comment of the day. Andrew's aggravated. It's what I came for. I love it.
I think we're all aggravated today.
It's true. I think so too.
It's raining too damn much. Quit raining.
That's true. But from the cell phone, for whatever reason, whenever you cast something and you're going over the internet network, it doesn't have as nice and clear a picture a lot of times. Yeah. It's like I'm like, why the hell? I've got 4 bars. Why is this phone not? And it's connected.
I stream at my phone all the time. I have like a full tower and data.
Yeah.
And it's not loading stuff. I'm like, why are you lying to me about how good my connection is?
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I have a terabyte worth of internet in this house. Are you kidding me? Right. We can't get this shit to work right.
Exactly.
How much did we pay for this month? $79.99. Spectrum, you're on the list.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm about to change internet providers. I'll tell you that much because my bill has just climbed, and I've had enough.
I'll tell you, I dropped cable like a year ago, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss it, bitch." I don't watch anything but stuff I stream now. I'm like, it's fine.
The only danger in that is if the whole season has dropped, you will watch the entire season in 2 days.
It's like you've met me. Yes, this is exactly what I do.
It's live sports. That's the only thing keeping me on a streaming service. And the unfortunate part about that is Disney owns ESPN, and Disney knows this.
Yep.
So they jack those prices up.
Yep. And they're partnered with Hulu, so they jack those prices up because I have Hulu. Yeah. At one point, my Hulu subscription was $69.95. We're at $121 a month right now.
What are you doing on there for that?
Hulu with live TV?
2 TVs, yeah. Yep.
Holy Jesus.
I'm still on YouTube TV, and it keeps creeping.
Mets drop 2. There you go, George. How many did Soto drop? That's what everybody really
He dropped 4, and it led
Juan Soto is the worst right fielder in the history of modern baseball.
Well, from what I hear, they may have Acuna pretty soon, so
he couldn't catch a cold, Terry. That's what I'm saying. Juan Soto couldn't catch a cold. But anyway,
too much, too funny.
And then my son comes home, like I said, and he's got Mets stuff all over the place. I'm just like, what is this crap? Proud of you for the career choice, but I'm not sure about this part.
You need to tell him, Terry. Stupid Mets.
It's like I got stupid Mets and stupid Phillies at the same time. I can't.
But the Phillies lost today, so that's good for you.
At least the Nationals aren't that good.
They are not that good. And then they have a really good game. The damn Rockies did it too. They are off to the worst start in baseball. They were like 4-24, and then they won 2 back-to-back, and everybody made a big deal about it on baseball. But like, congratulations. You won you know?
Maybe you'll win 25 games this season.
They're not even on pace to do 30. That's the worst part. I'm like, oh my God. That and the Athletics have been decent. What was the team we bet against? The White Sox. The White Sox. They beat somebody they had no business beating, and now I can't remember. It might have been the Tigers or something. And then they lost like 5 straight. So, it's like the teams you should probably beat, maybe. Those ones you need to put away. That's like when New York loses to Tampa Bay. I am thoroughly offended that New York lost to Tampa Bay twice this week. Twice. They also dropped 2 out of 3 to the damn Orioles. Twice.
Well, the White Sox were terrible, and then they lost their whole starting rotation to injury after they were already terrible.
Tommy John surgery, 6 of them. Goodness. Anyway.
Wow.
Tangential. Get rolling. Don't get me rolling.
Let's move on from the baseball and talk about our team.
Yeah.
I got my Auburn hat that Andrew bought me for Christmas.
Nice hat.
I've got a different Macho Man shirt on than the AI picture shows. Should have thought of that, but it is what it is. I'll start with Auburn. Not a lot going on this week. There's talk about Auburn finally getting a big man in the portal for basketball. They need it. They've lost a lot of big men, but basketball every season is pretty much a whole new roster. It is ridiculous.
It is here in North Carolina. Between North Carolina and Duke, you're not going to see the same guys play next year.
Right. And then like the football team, I don't know the name of the guy, but they were going to possibly get a fourth quarterback. This gets into that roster limitation thing. They don't know if they want to get a fourth quarterback or not because they don't know if they got enough room for him. But there's a guy that started for some team in FCS that just happened to quit football and start going to Auburn. And they're like, okay, whatever, come practice with us. And if they got room for him, they'll take it.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, there's not a lot in Nebraska either. We got 5 players enter the transfer portal. They're trying to pare it down to the 105 roster. I would say by August 1st, you probably should have that figured out. If you are a college football coach, you need to know who your roster is come fall camp. That would be my opinion. But anyway, they landed the number 3 quarterback in the 2027 class. He did this whole video where he pretended he was going to go to Illinois, his hometown, and then he said he was going to Nebraska, and people shit on him and all this, and he apologized and whatever. Also, Dylan Raiola, the second quarterback to start freshman since touchdown Tommy, is now also, like his father before him, an Adidas representative, and just got another multi-million-dollar contract to wear the 3 stripes. So money is real in college football, Terry. Dylan Raiola will now be one of the Adidas, representatives. And
good for him.
Well, it's like we talked about with the baseball. I know it's not baseball, but Ohtani's making $1 million this year and have over $100 million worth of endorsements. That's why he's taking $1 million of his deferred salary. They have to pay him something because they're contractually obligated. Oh, and speaking of the Dodgers, Terry, they just hit one out of the park. Rude.
Hopefully it was Freeman. That's all I can say.
That was McGill Rojas who hit it. Went 365, 28-degree launch, 96.2 miles an hour off the end of the bat.
Wow.
So, bye-bye. No. Anyway, and Ohtani is on deck. Good luck, buddy. He's just waiting.
He gives you nothing, Andrew. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Terry. He leaves you nothing.
Yeah, that's okay. Not a big deal. We can move on. Not a lot going on with Auburn and Nebraska this week. We're in the off season of pretty much everything. Baseball's happening. Auburn and Tennessee cleared the benches yesterday, I think.
Nebraska beat somebody they weren't supposed to, but don't ask me who it was. I just saw the celebration on Twitter.
We're getting close.
They beat some team they weren't supposed to. This was a team that was ranked in the top 20 to start the season. I was like, oh, great, Nebraska baseball. And then they lost like 12 games in a row. And I'm like, oh, this is horrible. And remember, I sent you all the picture, the dude that got his face busted open, the pitcher, because they use metal bats in college, which – they probably shouldn't, but, anyway, is what it is. So that and the SEC, Terry, if I'm not mistaken, is stacked in baseball.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, bringing Texas and Oklahoma in baseball was a big deal.
They are, because Texas is number 1 in the country, aren't they?
Yeah.
So,
and then they're about to start regionals. Auburn hosts a regional. They've already decided all that. And it's about to start. And we'll see if Auburn chokes anywhere, if they keep pushing it forward. I don't know.
Yep.
I've also not watched any Auburn baseball. Big surprise.
Oh my God, that's because he's watching soccer.
Not on TV. I'm not. I don't watch TV hardly at all these days.
I fall asleep watching baseball every night. God bless the West Coast. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I could fall asleep watching baseball every night, but it would still be an East Coast game because
you're old. That's why.
Because I'm old.
Yeah, you're old.
So we had roster cuts in the WWE.
Oh yes.
On this Braun Strowman, it's always on this list.
I mean, I feel like after a while he'd be like, "Okay, that's enough.
Maybe I need a different career."
Maybe I need a backup. Maybe I should go be a lumberjack. Like, I don't know.
Well, he's big. He's impressive. He's got a look. He could do Hollywood. I mean, if he could manage the lines or whatever. The thing is, to your point, this happens every year after WrestleMania. It's the end of their season, if you want to call it that. And nobody should be surprised. And the names on this list, Braun Strowman, Shayna Baszler, Dakota Kai, Kaden Carter and Katana Chance, Cora Jade, Gallus, Joe Markham. I don't even know who they are. Gigi Dolan, Riley Oswald. Yeah.
Isn't one of those Damian Priest's girlfriend?
Gigi Dolan is somebody's girlfriend.
No, it's not Gigi. Gigi is, yes, Gigi is, but that's not. It's either Caden or.
Oh. Caden. Maybe
it's one of the first two names you said.
Yeah, Caden or Katana. Yeah, because
it's one of the, I can't remember which one.
But, yeah, because the one used to be a Ninja Warrior, and she was dating Ricochet.
There's no surprise for any of these names. None.
To me, there's no surprise in any of these. Gigi Dolan, though, I think is Zach Wentz's girlfriend.
Yes, that sounds right.
The Rascals, I think Gigi Dolan is. But anyway.
So any chance we see the big names in AEW, or do we think they just hang around and wait on WWE to bring them back?
No, I don't see any of those names going to AEW. There's no need. Why would you pick it? So from my perspective, why would you pick any of these guys up? They're not a game changer. There's not one name on this list where I would go, ooh, I'd love to see
Well, wait a second. Wasn't it Shayna Baszler that bit Becky in the neck and they made like a thing of that? AEW eats that stuff up.
I would have totally bet on Shayna Baszler a couple years ago when they made her the Queen of Spades in NXT.
Yeah.
And when she had the MMA girls with her, she was a badass.
Agree. When Ronda Rousey was there,
they booked her completely whatever, Braun Strowman, God bless him, is just wrong place, wrong time. And then like the Kaden Carter and Katana Chance apparently complained about their creative and whatever. Well, that ain't going to help you out. Dakota Kai, constantly injured.
Constantly.
And I mean, I saw Meltzer's clip talking about today how that would be the one I'd get for AEW. Why? So she can be hurt? Shayna Baszler would be much more of an interesting matchup against Toni Storm, in my opinion. I wouldn't want to see her wrestle Mercedes because she'd probably kill her. But, because Mercedes sucks. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, that's the one name that I would think
I would think Baszler over all of them, honestly.
Oh, but
if she decides she wants to even wrestle anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
So, nothing that says she would. But anyway,
we got Backlash.
I was going to say there's another PLE right around the corner.
Yeah.
Yep.
In St. Louis, the home of the Viper, Randy Orton, who is quietly having a pretty good couple years since he's come back.
He is.
He's not ever going to be somebody. Somebody put it this way: like you don't really remember his matches, but that's not just because they're not good. It's also because they're not really bad. There's not, anything that's egregious or stands out about him.
He's kind of weird because you look at him and he's extremely in shape, but you can tell he looks old at the same time.
I'm gonna change that from old to tired. Like to me, he looks like he is like just hanging on to finish this out because he is, if you ask me, he's on top right now. He's doing pretty well and he's well liked, but I feel like he could be done. Like he could want to be done. He doesn't look like he's got as much energy to put into it. And all right, to be fair, it's because he's older.
Yeah, I mean, he's what, 45, 46, 47, had a long
man, that is extremely
career.
Old.
Well, when you're talking 20 years
I know. People that do more than just laying around the house eating potato chips. Yeah.
But on a WWE road schedule, that's not easy for anybody.
He's 45, yeah.
Yeah.
But Randy Orton too, like I said, he's not boring. He's not
not at all.
He's able to deliver. He can help some of these younger guys. Now, obviously John Cena's not a younger guy. This match is not going to be must see unless you just are a Randy Orton, John Cena fan and you want to relive the nostalgia.
Exactly.
But I mean, it is what it is that way.
We have Stone Cold come back for the next pay-per-view to fight John Cena.
Well, that's the thing is they're just kind of running the final battle of all of these different wrestlers that he's faced, you know. And eventually, Cody probably has 3 to 4 months off, and then he'll get Cena again. Yeah. And it'll probably
that's
be
what I was going to ask.
You know,
that's what I was going to ask. If you would think that Cena's going to retain until he gets to fight Cody again,
unless you put him against Punk at Money in the Bank, so you can have the 14th anniversary of the Summer of Punk. I mean, good luck.
Okay.
I'm not interested. Fair. But it is in St. Louis. It is Randy Orton's hometown. It'll be what it'll be. It's not going to be a blockbuster match.
If you let Cena win several in a row, though, and retain for a while, there's bound to be a horrific match. That's my concern.
That's exactly where I kind of was going with that, because I love John Cena. You know, you guys know I love John Cena. John Cena is not the John Cena of old. This is balding, dad bod John Cena, and I love him. Don't get me wrong.
Where somebody probably. No, I'm getting it mixed up with LeBron James bald spot. Somebody put Michael Jordan crying Jordan and LeBron James bald spot.
Yeah, they did. That was funny. I saw that too.
Too many guys hanging on to it with a huge bald spot. I say this since I've got the full head.
It's just, hey, look, I have my own.
Can't be jealous, Harry.
I just don't. I just don't. I see that happening a lot sooner than later. Like, it's going to become really hard to believe that he should still be champion.
Well, and here's the other difference, and it's not a Andrew's smarter than everybody observation. He ain't fucking wrestling every week either. Like, he's not practicing and wrestling. One of the reasons the AEW wrestlers suck so bad at times is they are not working every single week in the ring, and then they want to go do some flippy nonsense off of a ladder onto this and they hurt themselves.
The WWE, that was the Roman Reigns.
He's not callous. Yeah,
that was the whole Roman Reigns complaint for a while, that he wasn't wrestling and he was looking rusty. And guess what? Once he started wrestling again, he looked freaking great.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't think Roman Reigns could ever look rusty like John Cena does, and this is why Roman will retire before he allows himself to look bad in the wrestling.
100% agree. So, absolutely.
Same with AJ Styles. That dude is like 50-ish and can still go, because I saw Terry put the WTF on the Logan Paul thing. You better chill out over there, Terry.
Goodness. I see it.
No, I didn't say Logan Paul.
It was for Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee. Yeah, Pat McAfee. You chill out with that too. I love that.
Have we seen
I'm like the only one
in a match before?
Yes. Against Kevin Owens.
I thought so. Okay.
Or no, Austin Theory. It was against Austin Theory, and it was against the guy with the bad yellow tan over there at AEW, Adam Cole. Yeah.
AJ Styles is 47, by the way.
You're not the only one who absolutely thinks he's great. I think McAfee is fantastic. He's got the same energy that I see when I see like Bad Bunny come into the ring. He wants to be there. He is excited. He is jazzed. He is pumped. I have no issue with this match.
Here's the reason for my note. Gunther's supposed to be a big, giant badass. If this was against somebody that's not supposed to be that, I would accept it a lot more.
But they haven't booked Gunther as a big, giant badass since he lost to Sami Zayn, and that's the bigger problem.
And they're really crushing him right now. I mean, where is his future going?
Well, and wrestling Pat McAfee's not the end of his, obviously, but like you said, in a real world booking situation, it should be a 30-second fight, and Gunther just chokes him out and leaves him laying, But Pat McAfee cut such a promo.
Oh yeah,
there is no way this is a 30-second squash match.
Yeah,
no way.
I think we see Michael Cole get involved.
Oh,
that's my prediction.
That'd be nice.
Do a Connie at the Ric Flair thing and throw the brass knucks in.
Exactly. So, exactly like that.
That or give him a shoe to kick him with since he's a punter. That's what I would do just to piss everybody off. Yeah.
Hey, I know a manager that can do that.
Give him a shoe. Man, would you throw your shoe? So Lyra Valkyrie.
Little inside joke there.
Lyra Valkyrie versus Becky Lynch is for the Intercontinental title. And it's also going to be a snooze fest because, as one of my friends in the wrestling group has started to call Lyra, C-SPAN has no cachet whatsoever. She is so boring. And she puts your ass to sleep.
Fall asleep.
Terry's just rooting for Becky Lynch to be in this, and probably Bailey comes back. It's a storytelling device, I would imagine.
I've always liked Lyra, but I don't watch it much lately, so I have not seen the snooze fest. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I see Becky coming back, or Bailey coming back, and it being Becky and Bailey, which, quite frankly, we've already seen as well, and I'm not so interested in that. Jacob Fatu, however, versus Drew McIntyre, get the other two out of this match. LA Knight and Damian Priest, I would be very interested in.
When's the last time they had a one-on-one for the U.S. title?
Dude, Terry, you would have hated Collision the other night. They had
my God,
multiple men and women in it. Every match.
Good Lord.
Every match. And that tag team match for the 2 out of 3 falls for the main event was horrible.
Oh, that was so bad.
Yeah, but we're not talking about Collision, but multi-men matches is longtime listeners of TNA Top 10 know are Terry's absolute favorite things. And the more you have on the card, the better he likes it.
Oh, yeah. Excellent. I mean, especially, what's the thing in AEW where they run around the whole stadium or whatever?
Oh,
the Stadium Stampede. Yeah,
Oh,
they're getting ready to do that. Yeah, you're going to see that too coming up.
See, I started to put a note on that because my AI was telling me that was coming up. And I'm like, but it told me, here's where you really got to check Chat GPT. It told me, here's a list of people on the Elite side. Here's a list of people on the AEW side. It had Kenny Omega on both teams going against each other. I'm like, Chat GPT, I don't think you know what you're talking about.
The god of pro wrestling, Kenny Omega. Anyway, so possible matches: Jey Uso versus Logan Paul. I think that's a done deal. Tiffany Stratton versus Nia. Io and Rhea versus Julia.
Yeah, I think that's a done. I think that's a done deal.
A lot of fun. That would be a lot of matches though for a WWE pay-per-view because that would be 8. And normally
one night pay-per-view, that's 8.
They'll do some in the pre-show. They'll do one or
something like that because they usually do 5. You know, five matches is kind of their number.
That women's tag isn't for anything, so that'll probably be in the pre-show.
What about Tiffy time immediately going into a program with Nia instead of continuing a program with Charlotte? Clearly, Triple H listens to this show.
It's kind of like, let's get through this and get it over with and move on.
I think that's,
We told Triple H, this sucks. And he listened
please
to TNA Top 10.
Please pivot. Thank you very much.
Right.
We appreciate you.
Pivot is the new term, I think somebody said. But yeah, Logan Paul versus Jey Uso makes sense because you get heat from Logan Paul, you get the baby face, and yes, that's what he said. Heat from Logan Paul, the baby face and Jey Uso, but you also, from the standpoint of a match, it's okay if Logan Paul loses this match.
Yeah.
You're not beating anybody of any significance. His claim to fame, of course, is he beat AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Okay.
Yeah.
And whatever the hell they're doing with what's his face, Cross, you know, the best Jesse Ventura imitation ever. So the Gulf of Tonkin. But anyway, there's that. Okay. So Terry, it's now time to talk about your favorite portion of the program, All Elite Wrestling.
There's not many notes that I got on here, you know.
Where we do the flip, flop, and fly at All Elite Wrestling. This week, though, they had a pretty good match between Kyle Fletcher and Hangman Adam Page. Nice main event, closed it out. Really surprised it was a clean finish, Alice.
Yes.
Because we know Terry didn't watch.
Agree. I was very surprised it was a clean finish. I think I was also surprised. This is to see who goes against Ospreay, right?
For the Owen, because it's
for the Owen. So so I'll be honest
on them using Owen Hart's name too. But go ahead.
But I'm going to be honest here. I was actually surprised that Fletcher didn't win because I thought they would continue the never-ending story of Fletcher versus Ospreay. So I was rather pleased to see Hangman win. And I will say this: I watched that whole match and I did not fall asleep, and it was late. So that tells you how good of a match it was.
Not to mention, not to interrupt you, but not to forget, rather, that Hangman's got this thing going on with the Bucks and Kenny and all that, and they stayed with, we're going to have him wrestle Ospreay. I'm not sure that I particularly like this, although I have this argument, and I want you guys' opinion, because I think AEW is an even bigger offender of it than WWE. There are no real heels in wrestling anymore. My opinion. There aren't bad guys in wrestling anymore. There are people that want to get themselves over and are afraid of this little thing in my hand right here and what it could do to you if, the audience turns on you. There's no Rick Rudes. There's no Roddy Pipers. There's no Mr. Perfects. There's no Hulk Hogan with the NWO.
I think MJF could have been that, but they ruined it.
They have certainly ruined MJF, because you can ask Allison, this shtick he's got going on right now.
Yeah. It's like they don't know what the hell they're doing.
So
he used to get heat saying Long Island was the most magical place on earth. And now,
so that is exactly where I was going. He has lost his Long Island edge. He's just some angry old man yelling at a cloud.
Begging to be in a group of 3 black guys so that we don't have black guys in there. We've got an actual yellow guy. No, that's not a race joke. The son of a bitch doesn't know how to spray tan.
It's a bad joke, yeah.
It is the worst spray tan in wrestling. Like, it is bad. Other than Adam Cole, I don't know which one of them looks like they ate too many carrots, but I mean, it is not good.
So you're saying he's jaundiced?
Oh my God, so jaundiced. You would think he has a liver
like he's a Simpson.
Yeah, like it's terrible.
So you're saying there's no real heels anymore, and I'm going to be honest here. This is where I feel like they were trying to go with Moxley. The problem is nobody believes it. Like,
Moxley sucks. Like, I want Samoa Joe to beat the shit out of him and leave him laying in that cage in 2 weeks.
Let the big fat ugly guys be the heels. I mean,
by the way, Terry, it's another named Dynamite, not a pay-per-view before a pay-per-view. 2 weeks before a pay-per-view.
Is this their version of Saturday Night's Main Event or something? Is that
for the world title, sir? For the world title before the pay-per-view, so we can have your favorite match with Samoa Joe as the captain, Anarchy in the arena.
Nice.
That's enough of that.
Oh, by the way, because I love to pick on Terry, this week's Dynamite, I shit you not, opened up with a 28-minute 8-man tag over 2 commercial breaks. It was the Young Bucks, Ricochet, and Okada.
And by 8-man tag, it looks nothing like the original Survivor Series where you would see guys lined up on the edge. They're just all over the place.
They're just all over the place. Against Mark Briscoe, Kevin Knight, Mike Bailey, and Kenny Omega. Which one of these is not like the other?
Goodness.
28 minutes over 2 commercial breaks.
There are some people that eat it up, though, and that's the thing. It's like they're playing to a particular set of fans, and these fans absolutely love that.
The sickos.
Good for them, I guess.
But you know what I eat up, and you know what I'm a sicko for? Mexican food.
Hell yeah.
Hit your
goodness, my finger was not ready for that. I didn't see it coming.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Sometimes all you need is your finger. He said that too.
Let me tell you, and I must have said this at least a dozen times this week, this is the best AI picture we've ever gotten.
Oh, yeah.
It is now the profile picture in the group chat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, now I don't know what words they put on my t-shirt that aren't actually on that t-shirt, but
yeah.
Well, by the way, I have a moment here before we get into Mexican food. If you're going to leak a group chat screenshots, actually be the one to do it and don't be a bitch and have your friends do it. I'm just saying. It's terrible. Terrible.
Terrible. That's a rough situation all around.
Yeah, that is so bad. And don't publicly air your laundry, either one of you. But anyway. Don't. So Cinco
de Mayo is coming up. You got some history for us here, right, Andrew?
Tomorrow, we're celebrating Cinco de Mayo, which commemorates the Mexican army's victory over Napoleon III back in 1862. Holiday is celebrated across the U.S. because we need margarita excuses and chips and salsa, and in parts of Mexico, particularly the city of Puebla. So, there you go.
And you said margarita. Margarita wasn't an option because this is food. And not
drinks.
So why are we blaming Terry this week for anything?
No, nobody's really bitching at us over anything lately. Right. I mean, people are voting roughly the way they have, and we don't get a ton of votes, but we get. I mean, we definitely get a good set of votes, roughly the same number of votes, but people aren't complaining. I don't know if we're just doing a better job or. I'm just saying, there's a couple of people.
That's not true.
There's a couple of people who are the real complainers. Maybe they've been busy lately.
Oh, there you go. All right.
One guy in Pittsburgh in
particular.
He didn't fall off of the grandstand this week. Apparently,
he sent us a text. I don't know why he didn't put you in it, but he knows we make fun of him because he's a Pittsburgh fan. He sent us a text and said, "Hey guys, thanks for checking on me to make sure it wasn't me that fell out of the stands."
And I'm like I follow Pittsburgh.
That's hilarious.
No, like, damn, Bobes.
I would just say Pittsburgh's better than Philadelphia. That's all I'll say.
All right.
Well, in Philadelphia, they riot over everything and they destroy their own city, even when they win. I will never understand that.
Exactly.
Never.
Oh, we're gonna get hell for that.
So we're skipping the blame Terry thing.
Okay.
Probably and I did hell for my other comments too on group chat etiquette, but it is what it is. You know my number. Call me. I don't care. Anyway, Terry, we have no complaints on Mexican food, which is fantastic.
That's right.
Yes.
I will say I skipped that slide, so that's not included.
So we're number 10 then? Number 10?
No. Here's
what just
missed the list.
Oh, just
we went straight up AI across the board. Here's what just missed the list.
No. Okay, so first of all, if you voted for taco salad, just leave. Just go home right now.
But it's the kind with the tortilla shell. What are you talking about? Oh, I got a good story. Okay, let me list them out, then we'll talk about it. We got chips and queso did not make the top 10, which I was blown away. Churros did not make the top 10. Taco salad and taquitos. People are sleeping on taquitos.
Love taquitos.
Taquitos with a nice dipping sauce, of course. Cheese and salsa. Taco salad is fine, but I'm not ordering it. And churros, who cares if Tres Leches is on the menu? The expert on all things Mexican food has spoken. Now, Terry, your story, please.
I once went to Taco Bell and ordered a taco salad with no lettuce.
How
they didn't know what the hell to do.
How is that considered Mexican food at all when you said I went to Taco Bell? Absolutely not Mexican.
I'm talking about taco salad.
We will fight right now, Andrew. We will fight.
We will. Just because there's taco in it doesn't make it.
I started to go get some. If I had more time, I would have swung through Taco Bell on the way here.
But you all are obscene. Obscene. We have one less than half a mile from my house. Ask me what I do every time I drive by it. Roll my eyes and keep going.
I don't know. You can say it's not Mexican food, okay, but I love it. I don't care what you call it.
Yep, same. I don't care. It can have its own kind of food. I don't care.
Okay, so just missed the list. It's chips and queso, churros, taco salad, and taquitos. And I was really heartbroken that taquitos. And also, you're not going to see it anywhere. But oh crap, I can't even think of the name of it now. But the pork. We'll come back to that some other time.
Carnitas?
I think carnitas. One of my favorites. And I don't know if people know about carnitas.
Maybe they don't.
Oh, they are so good. I mean,
sleeping on
I used to go to this one Mexican place close to me and eat so much carnitas that I would consider going to the ER because my stomach was about to explode.
Oh boy.
So good.
All right.
Anyway, number 10, carne asada.
Okay.
Mid.
Meh. Not on my list.
I'm not really getting steak anything in a Mexican place. I will get shrimp, like shrimp quesadillas or something like that, but not. I don't go steak very often.
Sometimes I get a steak quesadilla at this Mexican place I've got here. It's really good. They flavor their steak really well. It's a skirt steak, so it just comes out really nicely. And when they make a really nice quesadilla with it, but that's the only way I'm gonna have a steak. I'm not gonna get a full-on steak at a Mexican place.
No, absolutely. I have done that. First time I went to the very first time I ever went to Rosie's, I got a ribeye.
So there is this Mexican meat platter called parrillada. And parrillada comes with chicken and steak and shrimp and all of those good meat. Chorizo comes with all of that stuff.
Oh, that's not just ordering a steak.
So good, yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing is that I really like that comes with that is molcajete comes with assorted meat as well. Now Mexican steak is typically thin.
Yeah. Usually it's
carne asada belongs on a taco or in parrillada.
Right. And I think in the way this was presented to the voters, it was kind of ingredients for the most part, because you had tacos is an option, and that's very versatile. But then we also had ingredients. Guacamole was an ingredient here. Nobody's eating a big giant bowl of guacamole. Maybe somebody is. But
you don't think so?
I was going to say, have you met my sister-in-law? I mean, come on.
I have not.
Yes, they will. All right. What's number 9?
Number 9.
Nope.
Elote. Oh, I love this. Mexican street corn. This is fantastic. What are you talking about?
They put mayonnaise on it.
Mayonnaise.
I don't care what they put on it.
Mayonnaise and paprika, little salt, little pepper.
So
you ruined good corn with mayonnaise. I love corn.
This is so good. I mean, even this fake AI picture that's a cartoon looks delicious to me.
It is so good.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go get some now.
I was gonna say, if you like the ingredients on this, I could see where this is very delicious. Like, I'm being honest here. Like, I love a good corn, so I get it, but no.
But no.
Number 8. Trace Leches.
There you go.
My favorite dessert of all time, better than even cheesecake. Tres leches.
Wow. That's some strong words.
Statement right there. I just got a 6 donut pack of cheesecake flavored donuts from Publix yesterday.
Can't hide money.
Delicious.
My kid is addicted to making cheesecake jello pudding.
Tres leches
jello pudding.
Just Jello's the brand name.
And we're sitting here talking about cheesecake, and it's got nothing to do.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Tres leches cake. Yes, very good.
Tres leches, obviously 3 milk. That's what it is. It's a 3 milk cake. Very moist, very dense, very diabetic. That's why it's awesome. Certainly my favorite. It is genuinely my favorite dessert over cheesecake. And you all know, because you've dined with me enough times, that's what I order every time we are not at a Mexican restaurant is cheesecake. Correct. A different one from every place we've ever been.
Yep.
How have we gotten this far and not talked about how horrible that Mexican place was in Atlanta?
In Atlanta? No, we've talked about it. We must have.
No, I mean on this top 10
on
list.
The show?
We've got number 8 already.
Well,
we didn't talk about how terrible it was.
Andrew and I went to a horrible one in Charlotte.
The one in Charlotte was worse than the one in Atlanta, and both of them were Allison's choices.
Thank you very much. I'm not allowed to choose Mexican.
Taking the reins away from Alice in the future.
On the Mexican restaurants, yes. The Suppresso I will own because I read the reviews online, and that was in Tampa, which was trash. Part of it was the setting, but the Charlotte place, have you ever been to a Mexican restaurant with Oompa Loompa portions? These were for little people. I don't know.
And it was
a
chain.
Usually it's a plate this big.
These were
like $16 for cheese dip. I swear to God.
For queso that was this big.
Oh
yeah, it was like a little bowl. It was like $16. All of a sudden, I'm the New York guy from the videos. I said $16. $60 for some cheese dip? Like, seriously, it was horrible. And it was pre-Trump inflation.
$25 for some guacamole, I bet.
Yeah. Oh, it was stupid expensive. And then we had to go eat somewhere else because it was terrible. And that diner was badass.
That was so good.
It was so good. Anyway, but yeah, the Mexican restaurant in Atlanta.
That just was no flavor in anything, right?
Yeah, that was
everything
really
was just
unseasoned.
bland.
Well, and I always make the thing like Allison loves to be on time. Well, I love reservations because that means my spot is reserved. So I can show up 5 minutes before 7 o'clock and I'm going to have me a seat. So we get to make these reservations. They don't validate parking, whatever the hell that means. We're validating parking in a Mexican restaurant in Atlanta. Earlier in the morning, I had insulted some homeless man by telling him I understand. Or maybe it was the day before, but Terry was with me. And that guy acted like he was going to do something.
What do you mean you understand?
Yeah, I understand. What do you mean you understand?
Started tracking us down, but he was not very fast. So
he was not very fast. And anybody who's ever walked with me, you better get to stepping if you're going to keep up. So
that was at the Circle K that was connected on the back side of the hotel.
Yeah.
What is number 7?
Anyway, let's move on. Number 7, burritos.
Okay.
And I got to be honest, I don't really ever order burritos. It's not my style of Mexican food.
Yeah, favorite Taco Bell menu item forever, ever, chili cheese burrito.
Why are we talking about Taco Bell? This is my show.
Because when she thinks Mexican food, she thinks Taco Bell.
This is the Mexican food show, which means it's my show. And you're over here talking about something I wouldn't feed the dogs. Okay? Speaking of which, one just barked. See, they agree. Oh, they're coming in. We're going to have the running of the Bulldogs. Here they come. But I'm going to go on mute while you tell us about this burrito, Allison, please.
Well, it's so in the Northeast, they don't offer it anymore, the chili cheese burrito. But I do know that some places in the Midwest and down South, they still have it. Yeah. I have yet to find one.
Right.
And I travel a lot, which is like pretty disappointing. So it's like a bucket list thing for me now to just try to find it again.
Like everybody has that one item that Taco Bell took away that they loved.
Yeah.
Like,
well, like they brought back the Mexican pizza. They brought back the Mexican pizza for a while. People are so excited. The Mexi
Melt came back for a little while, then they ripped it away from me again.
Yep.
Taquitos back in the day, I used to eat the Crunchwrap Supreme and the Chalupa. And a lot of alcohol and marijuana were involved.
And I like the double-decker taco because you get that crunch in the middle, but it's surrounded by the soft.
No. I liked the sauce that came on the gordita.
Oh, yes.
So I don't know what that was, but it was so good.
Their quesadilla sauce is good too.
That's what I was just going to say. I love their quesadilla sauce. So, all right, now that we've talked about Taco Bell.
Gross.
10 minutes of Taco Bell content.
I live in Goldsboro, North Carolina, where we got real Mexican food. I'm not going to spend $12 at Taco Bell when I can spend $15 at Mezcalito.
Fair.
Alex
is jumping in. Yep, on the Taco Bell conversation, he says that beefy nacho grilled is gone, and he's still upset about it. So I agree with you, Alex. Everything is upsetting.
Number 6.
Not upsetting.
Enchiladas, and this is one of my favorites. It's on the picture behind me.
Never ordered it.
Oh, I love it. Love enchiladas.
I get what's called, they have the flag enchiladas, so it's red, white, and green sauces. Hell yeah.
I mean, I'll eat them, but I never ordered them.
This is my go-to. This and mole. Mole enchiladas.
Never order it either, and I'll eat it.
Oh, it's so good. But moles definitely vary from where you get them because like a lot of them can have a different base. I've had some that have a chocolate base, some that have a peanut butter base, some that have a like a cherry base. Like they can really vary based on the restaurant. So
you gotta be careful too if you've got sensitivity and or allergy.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't remember exactly the name of the restaurant, but the best Mexican place I've ever been to was in El Paso. It was basically you walk into a bar and there's 4 tables in the back, and you look on the walls, and they were on like Good Morning America, and they have all these famous people. 4 tables in the back of a biker bar in El Paso, and it was fabulous.
I mean, the best barbecue I've ever had was in a gas station in Kansas City.
Right.
That is not something you need to brag about, ma'am.
Yes, it is.
As somebody from the Midwest, that is not something
Are you talking about Buc-ee's?
No, but I do love Buc-ee's. No, this was Oklahoma.
That brisket sandwich is overrated. I'll just go on record saying that.
It was good, but yeah, I mean, I've had better, like Famous Dave's barbecue.
Oh, I love Famous Dave's.
Famous Dave's is fantastic.
One of my favorite things about Famous Dave's, and I don't know if they do this all over the place or if they just did this where I was at. The guy came up and said, "Welcome to Famous Dave's. I'm Famous Rob. I'll be your server tonight." And I just thought that was fabulous.
And here we go on the tangent about food that is not Mexican. But we do have the top 5.
But I love enchiladas. This is in my top 3, probably.
Same.
Number 5, guacamole. And here's a big ass bowl of guacamole.
That's
for
a
you
big ass bowl of guacamole.
The best guacamole is tableside, made in front of you.
Correct.
Oh yeah.
I like mine with a little jalapeno, a little cilantro, even though Allison hates cilantro. Obviously, avocado, red pepper, or red onion, rather. So good.
You know, and I should have included sour cream, I guess, but sour cream is not really Mexican. It's just something used by Mexican dishes.
Yes, I
guacamole
agree.
is Mexican.
Guacamole is definitely Mexican.
You put on things, in things, but it is an appetizer, so it's a dish on its own.
It is a multifunctional as well because, to your point, you can eat it separate. You can dip your chips in it, as an example. You can do what I do and put all of your, like when I make my little fajitas or whatever, little guac on it too.
Absolutely. I agree.
And the guac salad is really a waste because I just really want the guac, just so all the Mexican restaurants are aware. I just want the guac.
I actually didn't eat guacamole up until like 10 years ago because I just thought it looked like a big bowl of snots, and I'm like, nope.
I mean, there can be really good guacamole, and then there's some that's not quite as good. You go to a good place, it's going to be excellent.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And I do really like the tableside where they make it with the stone. And
yeah.
Really good. Usually more expensive, but very good.
Of course it is. But so what? We've got money. It's fine.
Especially for food. Number 4, Terry.
Number 4, nachos.
Oh my God.
This is versatile also. Different meats.
This is what people who can't handle Mexican food get. I'm sorry.
Yes.
But it's
still good though.
Yep.
I mean, look,
there's
sour cream on there.
I'll eat it, but this ain't cracking my top 10.
No, but this is exactly. So I love to see when people can do different kinds of nachos.
Yeah.
Big fan. True. Big fan.
I forgot to tell you, Allison.
Yes.
I did vote for like 16 things on the list instead of just 10.
Excellent.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Very proud
I'm not
of
sure people are aware of that, but you can vote for everything on the list and rank it if you want to. You just have to have at least 10.
I was gonna be a smartass and rank everything, but I didn't. I only ranked like 16.
All right.
No.
Okay.
But see, the thing about nachos, they don't have sauce.
No.
Nachos are the thing that have every ingredient except for sauce.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Cheesy layers. I like jalapenos, onions, sour cream.
And there's just a couple of jalapenos here. They skimped on it.
They skimped on the jalapenos. Tomatoes is okay. Tomatoes. Tomatoes is okay.
This is valid because the way they come out, they got piles of stuff. You got to mix it all together yourself.
Yeah, and ground beef. Ground beef on the nachos. Although you can do different ones. Like at the Mezcalito where I go, they do the ultimate nacho, which means they've got like 3 different sauces they put on it too. And then the meats are different. So anyway, definitely should use ground beef though.
Let's head to the top 3. You got another comment, Allison?
I'm hungry.
Number 3, quesadillas.
Oh my God. Are children voting in this thing? What
This is a basic.
world?
I'm going to say this. Don't yell at me, people, because I love you all. But these are like the basic bitch items that you get.
Correct. Nobody is eating the especialmentes that I have at the Mezcalito Grill in Goldsboro.
But I mean, I said it before.
I
said it before. I like the steak quesadilla at my Mexican place. So
quesadillas are fine. They really are. I know this made my top 5 list, and here's why: chicken, steak, beef, shrimp. Like the versatility means you can eat a quesadilla 4 or 5 days in a row and not have the same exact quesadilla.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that wins votes with me.
And you get a little toastiness from it too.
No.
This is one meal in a Mexican place. You can get a little toastiness on your tortilla.
And who doesn't love some cheese stretch? I mean, come on.
That's right.
Yep. You can
this
do
is what
a good
Cyrus
cheese
gets
pull
at Taco Bell.
We have a really good picture of me in Baltimore with the best cheese pull ever on a.
Oh yes, mozzarella stick.
Yeah, that was at the Italian place. Yeah,
Sabatino's.
Yeah, Sabatino's.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Number 2, fajitas.
Wow.
Now this is
the only thing I'm going to get steak with at a Mexican place.
Steak, chicken, and shrimp with the trio. If you go to Mezcalito, where I dine frequently, they know me by name there. You can get the ultimate, which means you get the 3 cheeses, or 3 sauces. You get agave sauce, cheese sauce, and a spicy chipotle sauce, all put together. And then they do steak, chicken, and shrimp with grilled peppers and onions. And you get a guac salad, which nobody cares about. And they do it with flour tortilla. So this is a fairly accurate photo, Terry.
I put a lot of words in this. The first attempt only had the fajita part. I was like, you're missing all the bowls of stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And Chat GPT will come back and say, yeah, you're right. You got me on that. I'll try again.
That's just pretty good.
Terry and Chat GTP have a very complicated relationship.
We do. They say don't say please and thank you, but I mean, it's doing such a good job. I have to throw that in there sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, fajitas are fajitas to me. Again, it's what you get when you don't know what to get.
Well, this is the one that everybody in the place knows what you got.
Yep. Absolutely, 100%.
And the other thing I like about them is they cook them on a sizzle plate. The same with the molcajete. It comes in the bowl, and that matters because it keeps your food hot and fresh.
The one thing about Mexican places, it is the one place. Hot plate, watch your hands. Don't touch it.
They mean it.
And they mean it.
It will burn your face off.
It's the only place I believe that you are correct about that. I cannot think of another restaurant where when they say hot plate, it's as hot as it is at a Mexican place.
But here's what you do.
You always touch it.
You're always going to touch it. Like,
always.
Put your finger on it and pull it back just to see. And then, and you go, oh, that's right. It is hot.
The fact that
I just told you that.
The fact that they had gloves on when they brought it to you does not deter anybody in any way.
Either that or the one guy that doesn't have gloves and he's been doing this for 10 years and he's just got calloused hands. Number one, and you should not be surprised. We haven't mentioned it yet, and that is
it's not tacos, we riot. Yep. I mean, again, versatility is key here.
Right.
Chat GPT must go to Taco Bell too, because those look like some Taco Bell tacos there. There's no
well, I got to tell you, it did not include cheese the first time, and I said, "Hey, buddy, you got to throw some cheese on top of this." He didn't put much, but there's some cheese here.
So I like traditional tacos. The Braves won, Terry, 4-3. Your closer Iglesias just struck out the bottom of the order in the ninth. So there you go, buddy.
Maybe
anyway,
we'll bump ourselves above the Nationals.
Oh my God, Ohtani didn't get a chance. You got lucky tonight. Anywho, so the tacos I eat a lot of times are corn tortillas or flour. Either one's fine with me, but not even cooked corn tortillas. Now these are corn. See, that's birria. So that's birria. So they fry the taco shell, and then they put the cheese, the onion, the cilantro. But that's what I was getting at. I don't put tomatoes, onions, and cheese on mine, or lettuce and cheese. I use onions, cilantro, salsa, and I don't eat ground beef tacos either. Chicken sometimes.
For those of you who could not see it, I basically visually rolled my eyes and did a little for Andrew.
Yeah. But it's lingua, it's cachete, it's I love lingua.
I know you do it so gross.
And cachete.
And I decided not to go with hard shell tacos and soft shell tacos and just lump everything together because
they're all tacos.
They would have both been like number 1 and 2 probably. Yeah. So
and El Pastor. And like I could just go on about tacos.
El Pastor is good.
And that was on the list also. That was one of those ingredients that made the list on its own.
Yeah, El Pastor is great. Barbacoa is great.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Allison's not eating lingua. For those of you that don't know, that's cow's tongue. She's not going to eat cachete. That is cow's cheek. But I love that.
I've had that before. I had that at the James. Yeah, I had it at the I had that at the James Beard dinner at Yankee Stadium. We'll talk about that another time.
Yeah. The fact that you ate cachete, I'm proud of you, girl. Seriously.
Yes, I did. I remember it was cheek. I remember that. Yep.
I love beef cheek. And you just have to know how to cook it. So like I put mine in an instant pot for like 3 hours. And when I take the fork to it and I cook it in beer, Terry, cook it in beer and season it like you're an American grill master. Salt, pepper, garlic, onion. Disregard any Hispanic seasonings. And you just shred the shit out of it. And then it's so good.
Might throw paprika in there as a 5th guy once in a while. But those are the basic 4 for us.
Maybe. But yeah. So like I mean, I'll eat the hell out of Mexican food. But one of the reasons tacos was number 1 for me is because the versatility. Like this is like I said, that's El Pastor taco, my background picture. I just ate these last week, and that is consomme, the soup and the meat that they use to make the taco, right next to it.
Yeah, that's like that bowl is beautiful.
That's a very good point about the versatility. I mean, you know, we talk about baseball a lot. One of my favorite things to do at baseball venues, stadiums, is to get food. Petco Park, my favorite food there was Rubio's fish tacos. In a million years, would I have imagined I would be getting fish tacos at a baseball game? No. Was it the best food I've ever had at a stadium? It sure as shit was.
Fish tacos are good. I mean, if they're done well, they are very good.
Andrew would have liked them, I think.
Fish tacos? I love
fish tacos. They had a lot of cilantro.
Yeah. So I like cilantro and onion, but I like the fresh cilantro, like the fresh onion. I really want hot salsa on a taco.
Oh, like, really?
Not the weak ass salsa. Give me the hot salsa. A lot of times I'll take the green and the red and I mix them together and I put them both on the taco. Okay. And I'll eat the crunchy and I'll eat the soft tacos. Like these tacos I ate, the El Pastor, they were crunchy tacos because they fried them. Mm-hmm. But they can be soft tacos. I don't care. I mean, I am not picky about Mexican food.
I cannot do hot spice. Like hot sauces scare me, but I love, which is weird because I love the spice, I love the flavor, but once that heat kicks in, I'm like a child.
I made hot honey today, and I put a whole teaspoon of cayenne pepper in it, along with a couple tablespoons of crushed red pepper and apple cider vinegar, and I cooked raw, uncured honey from the local fruit stand, and made chicken and rice with it for my meals. For lunch. It's gonna be I
don't go really spicy either, but I lit myself up the other day at Subway. I got a hot honey chicken sandwich. My goodness.
Yeah, that's just no, thank you.
I didn't think it was that good. I had that same thing. It wasn't spicy enough for me, and I added jalapeno.
Yeah, and it's lighting me up. That's why I'm saying I don't really eat spicy too.
The only thing that I like that hot honey on is, believe it or not, pizza. I get like this.
I've seen
ricotta
it at a
cheese
pizza place around here.
Ricotta cheese, prosciutto, and hot honey. So good.
Oh, I got a pizza place to take you guys when you guys come down.
Ooh, yeah, they do the that pizza place that we watch on the Instagram. They do hot honey over pepperoni. Yeah. Is so good. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Why the hell are the Phillies and the Mets on my free baseball TV? What? Run it
Let
down,
me run
Jerry.
it down for us. Top 10 Mexican food dishes. Number 10, carne asada. Number 9, Mexican street corn. Number 8, tres leches cake. Number 7, burritos. Number 6, enchiladas. Number 5, guacamole. Number 4, nachos. Number 3, quesadillas. Number 2, fajitas. And number 1, tacos.
So I have a fun story since we're talking about Mexican food places. You ready?
Go ahead.
Okay. Do you consider Chili's a Mexican food place? Because I don't.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, we used to, and I'm just gonna be so mad.
Like a fancy Applebee's.
Hold up.
Go ahead.
Do you ever remember what the sign looks like in Chili's?
Yeah, the little red chili
like kind of, right, but like the letters are kind of, the I's on the other side of the L are like kind of they're like meshed together. My mother used to read the sign as Chilgees. She used to think there was a J after the L. You'll see it when you see it. So my mother would be like, "Do you want to go get some Mexican food at Chilgees? We can go get fajitas and quesadillas." And
oh, because the H and the L
you
are
see
connected?
It now?
Yeah.
Yes, because they're connected. Yeah, but yeah. So in my house, Mexican food was fajitas and quesadillas.
At least it wasn't quesadillas.
Oh no.
Oh, what was the movie? Napoleon Dynamite. It's like, we're out of steak. It's like, make you a quesadilla.
Good times. Good times.
That was fantastic.
I love Mexican food. Good job, Terry. That was a great poll.
Good job, ChatGPT. It did leave some things off, but it does pretty well.
Yeah, and I haven't eaten since breakfast this morning. But
that's not good, Andrew.
Well, there's food. I just haven't eaten. I understand. So anyway. So Terry, what are we doing next week before we talk about Dave and Amy?
So we've got Mother's Day coming up, and we'll have to talk about when we record, considering that. And our buddy Alex, who is maybe still on here, gave us a great idea backstage at the Top Guy Tussle or Top Guy Rumble or whatever we called it this time. And we split it into 2 different weeks. We are going to do top 10 TV moms for Mother's Day. And even though people don't really care about Father's Day, we'll do top 10 TV dads.
Yay.
Definitely a swipe, Terry. Come on.
I would like to request Carmela Soprano, please, to be on that list.
Okay, I'll check with ChatGPT.
TV mom,
what's that in if she's not on there?
I want Jill Taylor.
She should be on there for sure.
Why?
Uh-oh.
No. Well, all right. I got it. Are you ready, Andrew?
I'm ready.
Cersei.
Oh yeah, she's a great mom. What about best TV mom ever is Moira Rose, and it's not even close. Not even close. Number one,
yes.
No, we love it. Thank you, Alex. But the answer is Moira Rose from Schitt's Creek. Number one.
Write these down because I've forgotten everything you said.
Yeah, if Moira Rose is not on the list, you will hear from my people.
You will need to send us the list.
I don't know if she's a great mom. She's a mom.
Oh, she's a fantastic mom. Yeah,
Andrew.
What is it? What did she tell David to quit acting like an out of sort pelican or whatever?
Fold in the cheese. Okay, that's scary.
Oh.
You gotta fold in the cheese.
Oh, Lord.
I think I'm gonna have to do some research for this one.
Oh, Moira Rose. Oh yeah, I would love to submit my RSVP as pending.
Not that Andrew and I watch the show a lot or anything.
And it's the whole way she talks, which is fantastic. Oh, Alexis.
Thank you.
The baby.
All right. We're way past my bedtime, folks.
Way past Allison's bedtime.
Let's start talking about what's up at Pondwater and Amy this week.
I'm not sure what they're going to have this week, but I believe they are moving back to Tuesday for this week. The Thursday thing was just last week.
Okay.
We always enjoy it, whatever it is. So,
and congratulations to them on their partnership with Drunken Pop, formerly Filter Free Popcast, and the two shows One Cup, which I find to be fascinating as a marketing name, to the point where they did a bonus show yesterday. They have 1,000 subscribers. So congratulations to all involved.
Excellent.
Nada. But good work.
Yep.
All right. So that is what's coming up with them this week. You know what's coming up with us this week? Sometimes it's rare that we know what the next show is about, but we do know this time thanks to Alex. See, this is where we beg for ideas.
We'll have Mother's Day. We'll have a pay-per-view review. We'll have the baseball.
We will.
It'll be loaded.
It will. And we got any final thoughts to go on our day before Cinco de Mayo? I mean, I guess it is May the 4th be with you today, right?
Oh,
so we didn't even say that until now.
Yes. Happy Four Horsemen Day. The greatest faction in wrestling history. Ric Flair, Barry Windham, Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson, James J. Dillon as the manager. Untouchable.
That's the best lineup.
I would like to thank Star Wars for giving me my first complete confusion over Luke and Leia. So thank you very much about not understanding. That took me a long time to understand. Yeah, not cool.
Makes me go kiss your sister. Some completely.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. That's what I'm trying to go. It's like they took the story and went like this, halfway through it. I felt like I did not understand that. But anyway, happy May the 4th, because I do love Star Wars and we all got some nerd in us.
And 2 days ago, my dad turned 82 years old.
Awesome! Happy birthday, Dad!
Happy birthday to my father.
Still aware enough to tell Terry what the channel back button looks like, and then he's got it up.
And he knows all about what the Braves are doing because he is watching them every day.
Every day. Yes, sir.
But it's been fun as always. We're a little over an hour and a half. Been excellent. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for voting. Any ideas you have, let us know, just like Alex did, and we thank you for that. And as always, love your people. Tell them you love them. Make it weird. See you next time, everybody.